to you on this hump day. It is the middle of the week, and this is Hot 97 News, and the news is news, and it is Wednesday, May 13th. We are here with you live with the breakdown of everything that happened today. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ron Double 2 N's.
What's happening?
And Million.
Keep it a milli.
And our special guest still in the building with us today, Adrian Consunary Jr. is with us today.
What's happening?
Crushed the Atlanta Hour. Crushed the Atlanta Hour. He is running for Secretary of State in Georgia. He is hanging out with us all evening, and is an opportunity we will give to any candidate who wants to come on and show what the people, show the people what they're about. So, we don't want to say we're doing favorites, but it did go very well.
Amazing.
We talked about why he's running and his thoughts on Georgia politics in the Atlanta Hour, so go back and look at that if you missed it. But he is, again, sticking around to talk about national stories because we all live here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we all need to know what's going on here, and we all need to talk about it. And, of course, what everybody is talking about today, Trump is officially in China. President Donald Trump arrived in Beijing for a summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and this was the welcome. And you know what I will say? My first thought when I saw this was like, okay, I know Trump was mad and jealous because it was like a party. We have it on silent, but they had the kids. There's like 300 kids out there. Welcome. He probably felt like a king.
Man, I mean, they did it compared to how we did with Britain. I mean, it kind of pales in comparison. When we had the prince here the other week, man, it pales in comparison.
We had the king here. He didn't get all this.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what it looks like when a nation is under the same, like, they're on the same page.
It's on the same accord. And I was like, I know Trump wants to he's thinking right now, how do I do this?
That, yeah.
This looks real nice. So they rolled out the red carpet. They were greeted by a Chinese vice president, a military honor guard, a military band. So they had music out there. And yes, 300 Chinese children. So, that's nice.
Yeah.
Got there.
Yeah.
You're not...
Not the kids.
You said what?
I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to say it.
They should have left the kids.
Yeah.
And adults. You get what I'm saying?
Wrong president.
Wrong president.
Wrong president.
Wrong president to bring. You get what I'm saying?
I'm here with you.
Yeah. Wrong president to bring 30-something kids.
Yeah.
300.
Oh God, that's even worse.
300 kids.
Release the files. Yeah. Release the files. Unredacted. Thank you.
So, the talks are expected to focus on trade, Taiwan, computer chips, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, Iran, obviously, just to name a few. And honestly, in my humble opinion, they're not even trying to hide the fact that America definitely looks more like an oligarchy these days than a democracy. Mm-hmm. The delegation that went is just a bunch of rich businessmen. It's insane. Look at the people, because we can kind of barely see it here, but Apple CEO was here, BlackRock, you had Meta, Micron, still can't see. Tesla, Elon Musk was there. Visa, MasterCard.
Yep, we got GE, Illumina,
Citi, Boeing.
You said Visa already. Visa V.
Yeah, so it just seems to me like, if this were a delegation that really represented the people, maybe you'd have, I don't know, like
the people,
the consumer advocates, or just people who actually went with the American interest in mind and American people in mind. These people are out here for their bottom line, and this is the delegation that went along with the president's son. So he's also got his son and his businesses represented. And I'm like, now how is this even legal?
Yeah, see, my thing is, when I looked it up, the reason why some of these corporations was actually going out there, it kind of made it seem like it was helping the American people. I mean, if China's going to be doing business with these corporations, you would think that the corporations would be passing the money down back to us, helping our economy out, right? That's how it's supposed to play out.
It totally makes sense why they would be going, because if you're going to make a deal about, I don't know, chips or whatever NVIDIA does, you'd want NVIDIA there. You'd want the companies who would be able to say, yes, we can do this, no, we can't do this, to be there, sure. But if that's it just seemed like, where are the people's representatives in this scenario?
I think my only question I have is why did they go out there as a group? If that was their thing, why didn't they go out there individually? Why didn't Apple go out there by themselves? Why didn't Citi go out there by themselves? Why didn't they go out there or make a phone call and say, hey, let's have this conversation? Why did y'all need to go out there as a group
with the president
and with the president and have all this conversation at once? You know what I mean? That looks fishy. That looks okay. What are we doing?
It does, because they could come out of China with just a bunch of deals that make them all rich,
exactly,
and really screw over the public. Because what happens if, Like they have, okay, we'll lower the tariffs or we'll do whatever financially, and they end up still saddling Americans with whatever higher price it is, but they come out on the better end of whatever deal. That could totally happen.
For sure.
Right. So I was definitely being sarcastic. I don't know if y'all caught it, but I was being sarcastic when I was saying that the people are going to be helping, are going to be benefiting from this, because at the end of the day, they're really just going to be helping those corporations out. The corporations, like you said, are going to keep the prices the same. And it's just so funny to me that like I hear Fox News and like Republicans everywhere talk about at one point in time how China would actually just benefit or like give money out, loan money out to these people in other countries, and then flip it around when they miss a loan and now they're running that country. It's so interesting how the narrative shifts when it's benefiting American companies. That's so wild to me.
Well, I mean, truth be told, America is the hallmark like lesson that people can use to know how to make a corporation operate as a human.
What do you mean by that?
You can benefit every single thing of an entity more than you can an individual. There are so many different things. Like you can only insure a human up to a point. You can insure a corporation further beyond. So there's so many, and seeing that I mean, you guys might have saw a delegation. The only thing I saw was the League of Greed, and I just like I'll be honest with you. Like I wish that we would have had. If you're going to go and meet with another international superpower, bring somebody I might have elected or is an elected official with you that might be able to represent just a little bit more. I don't know. Like you can try to showcase some type of civility and bring a senator with you or bring a U.S. rep with you, something that will actually help somebody that has a subscription that comes out as a ghost every time in my account.
Right. You could have brought like people who are farmers or agricultural reps or somebody who's just going to make sure, okay, whatever y'all got going on deal wise, we are still making sure our people are reflected and taken care of and, you know, all the good things. So best case scenario, in my opinion, they leave with better relations with China. Of course, we don't go to war or anything. We can kind of dial all that back. We get cheaper goods without making the U.S. dependent on China. Maybe we get some Chinese EVs. And I found you guys some Chinese EVs because I don't know if you guys know what China is doing in the electric vehicle department, but they are cheap and they are super advanced. So I just want to show you this real quick. Guess how much money this is?
How much?
Just guess. If this was in the in the U.S., I don't know how.
Oh, if this was
Tesla
in the U.S.
is like $20K. So
And
I'd
it's
say
an-
like
No, Tesla's
in
a
the
30.
U-
Tesla's
in
a 30.
30K.
Yeah, they're about 30.
I'm looking at like maybe 18,000.
This is the BYD Seagull, and it goes for roughly $10,000.
10,000.
$10,000 to $13,000. Big old screen. And so I was like, okay, let me see what you could get for roughly $20,000. And you could
Ooh.
get this car. This is about $22,000 for the base trim. Geely Galaxy E8, and I did extensive research to make sure I wasn't like just getting trolled. Look at the inside. This thing is futuristic.
Oh, that's fire.
So really nice cars in China cost like no money because it's subsidized.
They got
And
a
that's-
controller?
Like, what are we doing with a
Yeah.
controller?
No, sometimes they look, man, they can play games.
Oh, that's hard.
Oh.
So it
That's
just,
hard.
man, I shouldn't have shown a bunch of boys this. This is crazy.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
That's hard.
But the point is, this is part of the reason why we don't have them in our streets because the Chinese government subsidizes it. So they are concerned that Ford and GM and all of our car companies would just get pushed out of the market. So if they could do some kind of deal that made it so we didn't totally screw over US automakers, but we could flood the market a little bit with the tech and the cars that they have so that we could maybe increase some competition, make our automakers bring down the price, maybe increase the quality. Like if you had to, compete with these guys,
Right.
and they're cranking out cars for that little money, then suddenly, maybe there's some wiggle room.
Well, truth be told, look at the gas prices right now. That is already making our own automobiles obsolete. Because if I'm gonna vent a little bit. My car takes
on, vent.
premium
Ooh,
I feel
that's
you.
him. That's
Yeah.
him.
I feel you,
on a
dog.
spiritual level.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
My car takes premium. The other day, I had to make an emergency stop. My light was on, and I didn't even look at the price of a gas, the gas station itself. I just pulled up to a random pump, $6.88.
What? Where were you at?
A place I'm never going again. And $6.88. I will never in my life pay $6.88 for gas again. I've
Yeah.
been walking everywhere that I can since because
Yeah.
I'm like, that $6.88 is in that tank. I'm gonna keep it there as much as possible. Here. Oh my gosh.
Bro, I thought I had it bad, bro. That what?
How much you paying? $3 right?
I was no. So in Atlanta, I seen some places that's like $4 now. They got up to almost $5. As a matter of fact, I seen one gas station when I was driving through Atlanta. $4.99. I said, "Oh no, y'all crazy!" Like I got a little gas in here. Let me see if I can go down the street real quick. I think I can make it. I'll push my car down to another gas station before I stop there. Crazy.
I'm about to get the best looking calves because I'm busting the floor out of my car and we just gonna get to Flintstone.
Flintstone it. Yeah, man. Okay. In other news, there was a CIA whistleblower who just testified about the origins of COVID-19, and he was basically saying he feels there's definitely a cover-up here. And this is something that people have said for years. Other people have not really been on the train because we really did split. You know, there were people who just felt like the government said everything right and we were going to believe it no matter what. And, you know, we need to trust what they're saying. It is what it is. And other people who were saying, no, let's think about this. Let's look at this. Let's peek under the hood a little bit. Does the science make sense? So this is a CIA whistleblower. His name is James Erdman III, and he was subpoenaed and he showed up without the CIA knowing about it. They were not notified. They were clearly not happy, but he was basically part of a group directed to look into where COVID-19 really came from. There were two different potential places, the Wuhan market or a Wuhan lab. And during the pandemic, if everybody remembers, the Wuhan market was where it came from. And if you said anything else, it was a conspiracy theory. That's basically what they said. So this panel was brought together to look at what actually happened. And in his testimony, he claims that the CIA withheld thousands of pages of classified COVID origin material, despite a law from 2023 requiring them to disclose all of it. So he felt like that was fishy. And he said that the CIA illegally monitored people's phones and computers. The people who were involved in that group, they monitored it and were spying on them. And, you know, the whistleblowers felt like that was strange, and that ultimately they found that the group of experts overwhelmingly decided that the leak came from a lab, but that Dr. Anthony Fauci intervened twice and essentially told that international community who they should be talking to expert-wise and who they should talk to base their decisions off of. So this is what they were talking about in the hearing today. And Senator Rand Paul asked, okay, well, if Dr. Fauci approved the research at the Wuhan lab and approved the funding that ultimately went to the Wuhan lab, wouldn't he be the last one who would say that the virus leaked from the Wuhan lab? Didn't anybody think it was strange or a conflict of interest that he was the one then injecting himself into these conversations? And so this was a part of the exchanges that I pulled for you to look at.
As early as 2020, there were agencies within the IC circulating papers that said that all the conditions were present for a lab leak.
Did anyone ever bring up that Anthony Fauci approved the research that went on in Wuhan and that it might not be in his interest for the conclusion to be that it came from a lab that he had funded, that there might be a conflict? Did anybody ever bring up that he might not be an objective witness?
No one laid it out quite that clearly. You're piecing it together. We were piecing it together. And unfortunately, I think they probably should have. It was all out there.
But your conclusion is that changing from the scientific consensus of it being from a lab to a neutral position by the CIA was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci?
It was significantly influenced by Anthony Fauci's injecting himself into the IC. And to go to the second part of your question about what happened, particularly during the 90-day study, we have documentation that shows that as of August 12th, the CIA was considering calling this a lab leak, August 12th of 2021. And then that changed on August 17th of 2021.
Right.
And unfortunately, because the CIA would not provide us documentation that we asked for, we have no idea why that changed.
See, Fauci, he's always been, he's crazy, man. I thought I thought it was funny how he was pardoned recently. Well, not recently, during the Biden administration. So he's had some issues here and there dealing with COVID before.
You know, but when this all went down back in 2020, Anthony Fauci was like a hero. He was honestly the voice of reason to a lot of people. A lot of people were looking at him like, oh my God, we have an adult in the room getting us through this pandemic. That's what it was. And then it just seems like as the years have gone on, a lot of people kind of had COVID just in the back burners, don't really care. But a lot of the science has been questioned, and a lot of the investigations kind of have revealed that certain things we were told back then don't really line up scientifically. And I do actually kind of wonder what you think about it, because I think that this issue should transcend politics. I don't think that you should have to be a Democrat or a Republican to want answers and to want government transparency, to be honest.
People lost their lives.
Yeah.
People lost their families. People lost their jobs. People lost normalcy. The world has not been the same since 2020. We have not seen a lick of normalcy since. Anybody wants answers.
Yeah.
Everybody needs answers. It's a thing of like, just do the right thing. Come forward. Let us know what happened, because the damage is already done.
Right.
We will never be the same again. We will never move as a normal society. Now it's similar, like, because, and I'm not trying to ostracize, but we were born into TSA.
Yeah.
Right.
That is normal. We might not have been like able to directly understand the gravity of the situation, but we were born into it. That's just normal now. My niece has now been born into mass. This was 4 years after. So we just need answers, so that way we have the record straight, so this does not happen again, because we already have something else on the horizon. And I'm already sitting there thinking, do I need to get an N95 again?
Right.
Do I need to, like, what's going on? Because I've never been on a cruise. I don't even want to go on a cruise now. I'm lying. But but I genuinely, we need answers as a people.
Yeah,
Transparency needs to exist in humanity and in policy. So give us the answers.
The hantavirus, does sound very similar. We talked about that, how similar it sounds to COVID. So the CIA was not happy, clearly, first of all, because they weren't notified. And second of all, because they released a statement in real time while this hearing was happening, which I thought was crazy, because they don't just release statements like that. And this means that they were literally watching this thing. And they put out, while this was going on, the committee acted in bad faith by subpoenaing an agency officer for testimony today without notifying CIA, despite having already obtained closed-door testimony from the individual previously. The witness testifying today is not appearing as a whistleblower in pursuit of the truth, but instead in response to the subpoena issued by Chairman Paul. This proceeding amounts to nothing more than dishonest political theater masquerading as a congressional hearing. As the CIA has already assessed, COVID-19 most likely originated from a lab leak, and efforts to undermine that conclusion are disingenuous. And that's great and all. First of all, I don't think that that's widely known. There are still people who believe that it came from the market, because nobody really went back to confirm it. And Rand Paul himself, who was kind of running that meeting, who they were referring to, really, he thought that was BS, basically. Here's what he said about it.
Well, closed-door testimony doesn't provide oversight. Public testimony provides oversight. We have asked them for public testimony and for oversight. For them to have the gall to say, we allowed the witness to testify in private and that should be enough. No, you were told by Congress unanimously to declassify this material, and you send us 5 pages. Why does it need to be available? Because this is going to happen again, and we need to be prepared, and we need to talk about it. What worked and what didn't work. Mask didn't work. 6 feet of distancing, there was no science. They say follow the science, and yet it looks like everything that happened at the CIA was the politicians overruling the scientists. The scientists were concluding this came from a lab leak, in all probability. The politicians were overturning them once at 2 a.m. So that is one of the takeaways from this, is that, yes, follow the science and the scientists, and that the scientists need to not have a conflict of interest.
So I will say, there weren't any Democrats who went to that meeting. Do you see yourself working across the aisle? Do you see yourself kind of just joining the Democratic Party machine? Because that they do have all the money, you know what I mean? Like, how do you enter politics at a time like this where it does feel so segmented?
Well, I tell everybody this, that when it comes to a left wing and a right wing, it's on the same bird.
Amen.
Like, we need to be able to come together on certain issues. We need to be able to talk about the things that are coming together, because if it makes the bird detrimental, if it detriments the health of the bird, we need to come together and talk about it. And honestly, and I reacted just a little bit because it hit me that, okay, well, at least we had somebody in that spot that was able to make something somewhat make play, like actual sense. We have RFK Jr. now. We have to invest into the politics of what's going to take place with this. And I look at Senator Raphael Warnock, who's calling him out almost daily at this point, saying, you need to resign. You need to resign. Because it's not even about you're being backed by a Republican spot. It's because you're not what's best for the people. We need to come together for what is best for the people, what is best for the public interest, what's best to make sure that people can go to sleep at night and know that they're going to be okay to wake up in the morning and there's not going to be another pandemic at their doorstep.
Yeah.
Like this isn't politics at this point. This is genuinely public service. We need to make sure that we take care of the people that we have been put in charge of. And if we don't do that, and I'm not even a senator, I'm not a U.S. rep, I'm not anything, but if we don't do that, we all suffer.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear. I mean, it's just that because a lot of people, I think, in our age range, we're not in so deep with a party. Like, it seems like people your grandparents' age, even potentially people your parents' age, they're like down for the party and whatever the party wants. But it seems like, on the lower end of the age scale, it's like, okay, what now? I can objectively look at what's going on here and decide. Kids should be able to eat. We should be able to feel safe. We should have transparency for the government. It shouldn't be so muddied to me, in my opinion.
I'll brag on this. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know how the demographics are on their side of the aisle. But one of my high school teammates, he also actively works in the governor's office.
Okay.
And I went to crossover day for this past legislative session. And I got to see him, and it was great to see him after all those years because, I know he's already been invested into that side of politics while I've been invested on the other side. In that moment when I saw him, party did not exist.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I saw my teammate, and I was like, man, I'm just so happy you're here.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought two Grove boys from Hillgrove would be able to be up here under the Gold Dome?
Yeah.
That's what politics should be.
Yeah.
Is when we might not agree on all policies, but I know for a fact that I saw you come up. I know your family, you know mine. We need to be able to come together on certain issues.
Yeah.
So we can create a life that everyone can be happy in.
Amen. Okay. You say like this. Look, running for Secretary of State of Georgia. Knows what he's talking about. Okay, so actually, Will, I'm going to throw you for a loop because I actually think this is a better segue into the conversation about why our country is being run by really, really old people right now. And I don't think this gets talked about enough because by old, I mean like over the age of 80. You know what I mean? Because we could have 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings, 50-somethings, 60-somethings, and there are quite a few people who are over the age of 80 still kicking it. There was a moment with Senator Mitch McConnell yesterday that had Trump jumping to his defense and saying, okay, he was made to look bad. So I will just start off showing you the video.
Here's where we are. The vote is about over. The secretary has to get with the president on the China trip. I'm going to ask Senator Murkowski to wrap up. And
Stop laughing, bro.
thank you all for being here.
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy.
Hmm?
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy still have questions. Wrap up after.
Hold here.
Wrap it up then.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round, so we'll get through everybody. And Senator Murkowski, I appreciate you taking over.
He tired, man. He ready
What?
to go home.
But like, why?
He ready to go home, man.
Why do we have to have a limit like 70 max?
70. I
At
think it
this
should be.
point.
I think it should be below that. I think after 60 years old, you shouldn't be able to run anymore. I think after 60, it's like, yo, sit down.
Because what happened was Trump ended up saying on Truth Social, and I pulled it for you, he even put the man's face and everything because he was really upset. He said the guy that came up to Mitch McConnell today, when McConnell thought the hearing was over and started speaking in his ear for Mitch to belatedly introduced some other people, all Democrats, and by doing so made Mitch look foolish and completely out of it, should be immediately fired. This was a case where Mitch wasn't confused. He just didn't understand why he was being asked to do something when it was too late and people were wrapping up to leave. They wanted to go home. His name is Robert Karam. He's an ever-Trumper, and he was grandstanding, trying to show how important he was. And he has tremendous Democrat support, far greater than he should have, and is praised relentlessly by Obama's people. He is probably the reason why Mitch McConnell is stupidly opposed to terminating the filibuster and refuses to help with a 97% issue, the Save America Act. Totally unrelated. The point is, we all saw what we saw.
We saw it.
He called more attention to it. So I'm just wondering, like, why are these people in power still? It's really, that's why I think it's refreshing to see somebody who is 20-something. Because some people look at that and might think, oh, that's too young. I think at this point, if you can have somebody 84, because he's 84 years old, you can dang sure have somebody who's 26.
I'll be honest with you, because age gets brought up a lot, especially for my race, and it's if you're cognizant enough. Like, if you're actually sharp enough, if you're able to continue to hold the conversation, people can eloquently hear you, you're able to deliver your stances very firmly, then I can see how you can still have a means of being in office. I can understand that. But when it comes to your rapid decline, when you genuinely cannot perform the job that is needed, you don't need to be there. That's like, and I hate to make this reference, but if I have a very old racehorse and it just cannot get up to the speed, this horsepower is down, it's time to let that racehorse rest.
Right.
Don't race it anymore. Stop letting it run. And truth be told, the people that need to stop letting it run is the party of their affiliation.
Yeah, you got to take it out.
You've got to have a heart-to-heart and say, hey, it might. I'm not saying take it out. I'm not saying that.
Right, no.
I'm not saying that.
Put it down.
I'm not saying. I ain't say put it down. I ain't say put it down.
I was thinking the
I ain't
same
say.
thing,
I ain't
though.
say put it down. I said don't let it race no more. It might could still do some trots around the lake.
Exactly.
But maybe it needs to train up the young horse. Okay.
And
Disney
we
movie.
Totally agree. We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with a lot more really interesting news after this.
Put it down.
No, but anybody knows what you mean, because it's like when you have that, you could go toe to toe with Mitch McConnell and run circles around it. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
it's like you don't need to be
He not even-
representing anybody.
Truth be told, if I were to run a race against Mitch McConnell, they would call that elderly abuse.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
shouldn't-
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I- and-
Elderly
yeah.
abuse.
But you know, the thing that's sad about it is that he's so establishment, though, that it doesn't matter if you dunking on him, you could be crossing him up, breaking his ankles in the debates. People are gonna be voting for him just because of the system that's backing him behind him, bro.
And that's the problem.
But that's what I wonder about. Do you keep up with Senator Lindsey Graham at all? Like just what he does? Because he's
try
up
not
for
to.
re-election, and I just wonder, like, are you guys gonna vote for him? Because he does not talk to people in South Carolina like at all.
At all.
Look, there's a couple senators that should not, like Senator Kennedy, who
Which one? Ted Kennedy?
call a crackhead. That one. Out of Louisiana. Needs to get out of there.
Oh yeah, I know Kennedy. Yeah. Call it crackhead. Yeah,
Bruh,
yeah.
he brought a picture of a xenomorph. That's from the movie Aliens. Like he brought a picture of a xenomorph on. And I forgot what. I think he was either saying that something was going to turn you into it, or he was trying to say like this is aliens that we're trying to. Whatever his rhetoric was, that was not the place nor time nor anything to bring it up. You can bring it up in a campaign ad. Don't bring it on the Senate floor.
He was
Yeah.
funny though. He
It
was
was,
funny.
no, he's
funny.
absolutely hilarious. Don't
He's a
get me
funny
wrong.
one.
Very hilarious. But I'm sick of laughing at the politics because it's my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, like there's a time and a place. You can be funny. Be funny. Show you're a human. Just not on the Senate floor where you're debating about my own life. Like,
Yeah.
like there's a spot.
See, I would say that you would need a balance, because I think the reason why people like Trump and all these other people that's dunking and being really, unprofessional or getting into office because they don't look like bots. You know, people got used to seeing the bots and the politically correct, and it was just too boring. How can you compete when I have TikTok? So it has to be interesting, So we need that balance for sure.
And truth be told, that's why I talk the way that I do. Because I know when the time is right. Yes, I know when the time is right. He knew I've been talking this whole time, been going parched. Thank you. Like, I know when the time is right.
Okay, welcome back to Hot 97 News, everybody. What happens when you make a former reality TV personality the U.S. Transportation Secretary? You get a reality TV show featuring him and his reality TV star wife that was filmed during his time on the job. We can show you what that looks like. Oh, yes. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent now has a reality TV show where they say filming happened mostly during nights and weekends. I don't know what that means, mostly. But this is what he has been up to. They say they only filmed it in moments across 7 months, not continuously. But the timeline appears to span roughly fall 2025 through spring 2026. And if that's the case, because I can't find any just confirmed reporting on it, but if that's the case, then they filmed it during 2 government shutdowns.
So they did not get paid by the government to do this show or anything, or
they weren't paid for this show.
Okay.
However, he is still he's in the position. He's in the position full time. This happened while he was in this position as U.S. Treasury Secretary. So what were you doing for this that you weren't doing for the country? Like you filmed a whole reality TV show.
It looked like they had a good time though. I will say that. I'm gonna watch it. It looked like a good time. Y'all
see, and that's what they're hoping for.
Well, I want to see how he is outside of.
No, we had a show. It was Corey in the House. We had a show.
Okay.
That's true.
We had a show.
Okay.
This is a mockery.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I feel you.
That was like, this is what these people get to do? This is crazy.
Well, I mean, America right now is
He's
a
taking
reality TV
selfies
show.
on a football field.
I'm so glad you're here. Because I'm like, how am I going crazy? Or is this, they went to Kid Rock's house.
No.
Kid Rock, they just let military helicopters fly right outside his house. They had military helicopters in his little pre-concert video featuring Pete Hegseth, who also works for the government while they're shooting all this stuff. Like, how is
on
this?
A cruise?
That's what I'm saying, man. This is insane to me.
They had to pay the tickets for the camera crew to be on the cruise. Where did the money come from?
Look, I got questions about this myself.
I will say this. I was on a reality TV show for some years, and a lot of it's staged. So, I mean, all these plots were written out way before this. So everything that they did was probably picked out way before they shot this. Like every single storyline was written out for them to shoot, 1,000%.
Do you
Why
remember?
she wearing boots to the beach? I'm sorry.
No, please. This is for anybody's question. Do you remember the first government shutdown when he was pooing on all the the FAA workers and the TSA agents who were not at work because they were like, you guys need to be at work even though we're not paying you and blah, blah, blah. Imagine you do that and then you just hop right over to the Grand Canyon with your family.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because if we're talking about this timeline, they went to a few major American landmarks and the whole thing is supposed to be a civic experience, not just a road show or a road trip. And they did this for the upcoming 250th anniversary celebration. It was inspired by all of that. And so they go to Liberty Bell, the Rocky statue in Philadelphia, Nashville celebrity homes, Montana snowmobile excursions, Mississippi river cruises. He was having the time of his life with his 9 kids and his wife, who was also on a reality TV show.
Wow. So while y'all are struggling, I'm out here vacationing. I want to show y'all how this vacation went, y'all. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see white privilege in action. Like they enjoying it right now, dog. I mean, they having real fun.
Y'all acting like this don't happen on the daily, bro. He just publicized it at this point. This happens all the time.
Problem.
This happens all the time.
That's the problem. He's publicizing it right in our face while everyone is suffering.
Thank you.
It's like don't get me wrong. Like I definitely hear you because this happens anyway.
For sure.
But to make it a program that you're gonna benefit and get paid off of anyway.
So
I hear you.
this show is tied to a nonprofit entity called the Great American Road Trip, Inc. It's funded through sponsors. They say that Duffy and his family were not personally compensated for the production, but like if you just get to have the time of your life, I mean, someone's got to pay you to do that on the job. You still have the job as a Treasury Secretary.
First of all, you gotta have a stipend for some of that stuff. You gotta have some type of stipend. Somebody has to cut you some type of check. There's times where he's driving. That means you got to get a gas stipend. That means that you have to go and you have to you're gonna have to feed everybody on the road trip. And it might be scripted beforehand, so they probably drove like a mile and then they went and got on a private jet somewhere. So then there's also that. Like there's too many things, and then you're gonna talk about, we're only doing this through a nonprofit, but you profiting heavy. Now don't get me wrong, you could get paid off of a nonprofit. I completely understand that. But in my face,
Wait, quick question.
Please.
Would we be mad about this if this was a black reality TV show?
The streets would be on fire if
think
this was a
there'd be
black
a-
reality
Obama
TV
could
show.
never.
If Obama and his
Obama
people
could
pulled something
never.
like
I'm just
this.
asking. Wait, I'm just
Boy.
asking. I'm just
Obama
asking.
couldn't even wear tan.
A
Obama
tan
could
suit.
never.
That's very true. Very true.
And right now, specifically, it just seems like the country is kind of struggling, and you want to drop you and your family having the time of your life on a road trip when gas is $6.99 for some people. It's a little out of touch. I thought it was weird. It's a reality. You couldn't laugh in our faces any more than this. Just remind me that our government is being run by reality TV stars, because that's what he is. He was on, what all was he on? He was on several different reality shows. He was on Real World
Boston. Yeah, Real World Boston.
He was a Fox Business host / co-host. He was an ESPN commentator. He was a lumberjack sports competitor / commentator. He's often cited as one of the first major reality TV personalities to later become a cabinet-level U.S. official. He was on the MTV competition spinoff that later evolved into The Challenge. I mean, he's just been on TV. His wife is from the Real World San Francisco. So it's just like, bro, and now y'all just get to run the government and find a way to have another reality TV show. All right.
It just hit me. They also have to have a makeup crew that follows
Yeah,
them
it's a
too.
bunch. It's a bunch.
All right.
Somebody's getting paid. Yeah, those behind the scenes is getting paid for sure.
Now, riddle me this. How is the Army now too broke to cover their expenses? Because there are new reports saying the Army is $4 to $6 billion short and trying to figure out how to cut training costs. So they're canceling training programs. Elite military schools like the Combat Engineering School, that was canceled. Pilots' flight hours are being cut. Spending is getting aggressively cut already. And usually you do see some cuts towards the end of the fiscal year when they have a clear picture of, all right, this is how much money I have left. This is when I'm about to get some new money. Let me cut and do what I need to do. Not this early. This is highly unusual. And so, I was wondering how this was even possible, but they have been spending a lot of money lately. So the Defense Department, just so we're on the same page, was given hundreds of millions of dollars. And I looked it up. The U.S. spends more on the military than the next 10 countries combined. I even made a little graphic for you guys to show you. Oh no! Did you get that picture, Will? I don't know if you got that picture. If you're moving your head, okay, no, I can see it. Basically, let me look this picture up because it's like China and all types of people and countries combined. All you need to know is we spend like $900-something million, almost $1 billion previously, and other countries combined spent like $600 million. The next top 10 highest spending countries. So I'll find that graphic and put it up one of these days. But it just, when you look at everything that they spent money on, you have the National Guard deployed in Washington, D.C. to this day. They deployed it last year and then extended it to February 2026. Now it's the end of this year. That costs money. Fuel costs got more expensive, which drives up the price of flight operations and military travel. Army money was used to pay for the border wall that Mexico was supposed to pay for. Army money was used every time they had to deploy the National Guard for the ICE protests. And they had those guys sleeping on the floor. They couldn't even put them in rooms. So all of this to me is directly because of the decisions they made along the way without factoring in the costs. You have to look at how much you have budgeted before you start doing things in theory. Now you're talking about you got to cut our soldiers' abilities to do their jobs because you don't have it, boy.
We're looking for proper financial decisions from a man that went bankrupt 6 times.
That would appear to be the case.
This is this is, it's infuriating because again, it's just blatantly in our faces, and they continue to make these poor decisions. First of all, free DC statehood. I just don't think that people are thinking about how much everything, and then they put something else in front of you so you forget about where they're already spending, and then they put another thing in front of you so you can forget about where all the other money is going, and then they bring up aliens every quarter now, so that way you just like, oh, aliens, like we're 688. I'm just gonna continue to say 688. I'm sick and tired.
Yeah. And especially because we have money for the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. We do have money for that. We can show you how that's going.
Got money for a ballroom.
We just wanted it to look better. So originally, Trump ordered the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool to be resurfaced in what he called American flag blue. And it was supposed to be inspired by the experience of building swimming pools when he was a real estate developer. So this is what, he's used to. And probably will look nicer, I guess, but he originally claimed that renovation was going to take about a week and cost about $1.5 million to $2 million, which is already crazy. I mean, these people throw around millions like it's $1. Mm-hmm. But then the National Park Service said, actually, we're going to award the Atlantic Industrial Coatings Company a $6.9 million no-bid contract to renovate and repaint this pool. And then, I don't know how this happened, but the number jumped to $13.1 million. $13.1 million to repaint a pool. And the company has ties to Trump, so these are his people. Like, hello?
We can't even use that pool, can we?
No.
You can't get in it.
swim
No,
in it.
you can just look at it.
That's
You'll
crazy.
probably get arrested if you try and
That's
hop in that pool.
wild.
Yep.
Even though you put your tax dollars into it. That's crazy, ain't it?
We can't even swim in the pool we paid for. That's wild. That's wild, bro.
No amenities in the U.S.
That's
no
crazy.
amenities.
Amen.
Now, I
Amen.
will say Obama did do a full redesign to fully rehab the pool, and that cost like $30 million roughly, but it was from deterioration from decades. But this is just cosmetic. Trump was like, it just doesn't look good. He's right, it didn't look good, but like when you're talking about cutting things in the army and just asking $1.5 trillion for the defense in the next year's budget, just the idea of spending $13.1 million so that the pool just looks better for the people who can't get in it or use it at all, to me is just a little crazy.
It reflected how we look now.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is about it reflecting America and reflecting from sea to shining sea. But how do we look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they like you said, that the Pentagon is getting or asking for $1.something trillion. It's almost like a slap in the people's face. Like, how dare you ask me for this money when, mind you, we didn't even ask for this war. Nobody asked for us to go to Iran.
Yeah.
Nobody. When you ran, Donald Trump, you didn't tell the people we're gonna be fighting these people over in Iran. So we're paying for something we don't even know why we're out there for.
And it's probably why they ended up putting arcade games at the DC War Memorial. I don't know if this picture is real. I swear to you it
It's
is.
real.
I definitely did see them. Like, the actual games are definitely out there, but the National Guard soldiers, like, people snapped a pic of them. I believe it's real. Thankfully, they blurred the face. But it's just like, so first of all, this is what they're getting paid to do, because they're not doing anything out there for real. I've been to DC since they've been out there. They just kind of walk around, monitor the situation, whatever. But this is the DC War Memorial, and they often have different art exhibits out there, so this is not extremely abnormal. But there are 3 arcade cabinets, fully functional game, and it's all about the war in Iran, and it's trolling them. So the group behind this is called Secret Handshake, and they put like this arcade game and just various things around the district. And they say the games are in response to the Trump administration using footage from video games like Call of Duty mashed up with photos and videos of the real war. So like, okay, so since y'all want to play games, look, here's a game. And so they made this. It's called Operation Epic Furious Straight to Hell. And apparently you can get into fights against Iranian schoolgirls.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Furious tweet battles against Iranian schoolgirls, low flow shower heads, because he ain't got no water.
Wow.
And just other threats to American freedom, like DEI, the Pope, because they got beef with the Pope. They did, it was full on petty.
You can actually, I think you can play this mobily.
You can play it online. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
download
called
I'm gonna download it.
epicfurious.com. You can play this game.
Make
apparently.
an Epstein Files game next. How about that?
Oh, nobody wants
I mean, please, let's
No,
go.
no.
That's
let's
actually a
not.
part of the game.
Oh, is it?
It's a part of the game.
Really?
Wait, no, wait, what?
It's a part of the game.
What's the game?
It's
What would be? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
what
What
would be
would the
the
game be?
I was actually joking, but what? Now I'm intrigued.
I saw a segment on it, and the anchor had actually like gone through and played the game, and she said that the way the game ends is you go to Melania, like you are Donald Trump, you go to Melania and you ask like to hold her hand, and the game ends, but she's telling you don't release the files, don't release the files.
Oh wow!
Yes, and so like that's it's literally a choice between the two. And if you ask her to hold her hand, it says game over.
Oh, I saw that
that's
online.
interesting.
I don't know why I thought that was like a joke. That makes so
Oh, it
much
is
sense.
a joke.
Because you saw that video recently where she was like,
yeah.
that man cannot hold her hand for nothing.
Nothing.
Man, I'm like, you're supposed to be playing your role. Girl, don't.
You right.
I'm getting embarrassed.
Stay in your place. You're supposed to be right there.
Okay, another crazy situation doesn't have anything to do with politics. Audemars Piguet.
Oh,
Is
we're
it
here.
Piguet?
Yeah.
Is it
It's
Piguet?
Piguet.
Okay, Audemars Piguet has collabed with the watch company Swatch, and people are pissed.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know what Audemars Piguet is, but Audemars Piguet is like a very luxury. It's the Beyonce of watches. All right, in my opinion, it's the Beyonce of watches. I'm pretty sure that people would disagree with me, but I think their starting value for Audemars Piguet is like $30,000. Now they have just collabed with Swatch, which is a lesser valued watch. Now this is the Audemars Piguet. This is the Audemars Piguet on the left, and this is the rendering of the Royal Pop, which they're about to. The Royal Oak is the watch from Audemars Piguet, and they collab with Swatch to make a Royal Pop. But those are the renderings. That's not the actual watch now.
So that's what everybody thought it was going to look like.
That's what everybody thought it was going to look like. So Swatch came out with a commercial yesterday, and this is what they're actually going to look like. Great commercial.
Okay.
Great commercial.
Okay. Ooh, stamp and print. Come on, watch. Okay, functions. Plastic. Is that plastic?
Plastic.
I'm sorry.
Pocket watches. Y'all are getting pocket watches, and I'm a fan of this. I'm a huge fan of this. Now, these watches will go for $300 to $500, but everybody on the internet is in uproar. And the reason they're in uproar because people that actually bought the $30,000 Audemars Piguets is like, yo, man, I bought my real watch and this, that, and the third, and y'all can't, if y'all walking around with that, y'all fake this, that. Let me tell you something, man. I buy fake stuff all the time, okay? I'm gonna be real. I buy fake stuff all the time. But for people that actually have real money, this does not bother them. It's people that don't have real money that this bothers because you only bought an Audemars Piguet to flex. Now, a person with real money buys an Audemars. He got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Audemars Piguets because he has it like that. He's not worried about the person that can spend $300 to $500 for this. This is great for Audemars Piguet to bring this, like to collab with this. This is amazing. I think this is a great idea, in my opinion. I want to get one. Now they are opening up stores across America. Lenox Mall is one of the stores. These will be dropping this Saturday. But in Lenox, you can't actually wait in line inside the mall, so I'm pretty sure people are outside. People are outside in New York right now waiting as it is.
Wow.
Yeah, they're in line waiting right now because the resale value on these watches will be between like $2,000 to $5,000. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
These are, Royal Oak has a very distinguished look that, you know what I mean? Like when you have a Royal Oak watch, I have a Audemars Fakeette. All right, now I got it.
Yes,
I ain't gonna lie, I got
okay,
one. It's
come on.
It's nice though. You
Come
know what
on,
I'm saying?
okay, can't tell the
It's
difference.
nice though. If you flash like this, you don't know if it's real or fake. But the Royal Oak is like a stamp, and so for you to mix it with this Swatch company, bro, it breaks all rules when it comes to luxury watches.
In what scenario would I wear this? Is that the only color it comes in?
No, it comes in an
Oh,
array of colors.
oh.
Yeah, you see the black and white, you saw the purple and green.
Well, I thought they were still putting the colors in.
No. Those are
okay.
all the colors. But it's a pocket watch essentially. I think it probably would be about this big. But I mean, if you put it on your lanyard, put it on your keychain. I don't know, man.
You know how mad I would be? Never mind.
$500. Grab it.
For $500?
$500, $300 to $500. You can get it. I would get it. Why wouldn't it? APs are really nice.
That looks like they got it out one of those 25-cent machines.
That's an expensive 25-cent machine.
Not when it looks like that. Well, you better quit playing with me.
That's
$500.
That's fire.
So
What am I missing?
So I'll be honest with you, because
Okay.
I actually worked in jewelry. I worked for Jared and
Okay.
Kay. So
Okay.
I love talking about this. Watches was actually like my they gave me the watch department.
Okay.
Wow.
So when it comes to the movements of the Swatch and everything like that, there's no battery. Like it moves with movement, and it keeps its own ticking pace. That's when you pay for a watch, you're paying for the mechanics on the inside of it.
Okay.
The reason why you have a lot of more affordable watches is because of the quartz batteries that are within them. So with the Swiss movement, it makes it even more like of a necessity.
No. I'm not. You lost me. So
Okay.
it doesn't click with time. It clicks whenever it wants to.
Yeah.
No. So like it keeps its time. So like movement is what moves it. So like or what keeps it going. If it doesn't move for like 2 days, then it'll stop ticking. But when you start to move it again, and then you can also wind it, which will keep it going too.
Wait, okay, so let's say I put my watch down for 2 days and pick it up. Will it know what time it is, or do I have to reset it every single
You
time?
may have to reset it. So there are
No, you didn't.
So
Yeah.
there's actual there's also cases that continuously move it so that way it never
No,
loses
y'all
time.
didn't.
Yeah.
But that's big rich energy right there. That's
Is
what.
it?
Yes, that's what rich people do. Rich people don't have batteries in their watches.
Ooh, they just always reset.
That's why Rolex watches
That's
are also
crazy.
seen as a heavy commodity, because they like patent like that type of movement. And the beautiful thing, and I know we're talking about AP right now, but the beautiful thing about Rolex is you can't hear them tick. The movement itself allows for it to not, you can't
right.
hear it. But that, I love the idea. And from a business standpoint, from luxury going down, this allows for people who may not have a chance
Exactly.
to still feel a part of it. And this is a great money grab, because with luxury brands, then they go down to these lesser brands and they have that collab that goes on. Now you can have, like, let's say 1 million of those sell for $500 a piece. You just got your operational funding as a business.
All right, I hear you, but it just
Right, it's a good look. It's a good look for Swatch.
Look, I'm not a expensive type of guy. Like I'm cool with Goodwill and cheap watches. What's a decent like cheap watch that's out there, since you've worked in the luxury department?
So I would highly recommend Citizen.
I have Citizen.
Yep,
Okay, all right,
because
okay,
Citizen
okay.
is a different type of movement as well. It's eco drive, so it moves with all like ambient light. So like it's so if you have it, like even right now with the lights from the studio, it will keep a charge. Then you've also got you've got some really great Bulova watches as well that are great with movement. Seiko is fantastic as well.
y'all need to talk about this.
I like watches too. Man.
Oh
You
yeah,
sound like
we
you
could
could-
talk. We could talk the watch
I
You
game.
like
sound
watches.
like you could sell a watch
Okay.
or two in your day. I did just want to let you guys know, that this is some interesting videos we got going on for you as well. While our officials are in China, do you think they're going to get a chance to see the robots? We've been talking about these Chinese robots. They're very advanced. And one company just unveiled real-life Transformers. And I'm not kidding. We have the video. The company is called Unitree. It is a robotics company known for relatively low-cost dancing robots. But look what they can do.
Oh, that's hard.
Wow.
Somebody is in there.
That's tough.
We're getting Megazords.
Yeah.
So this is the GD01. It's a giant piloted mecha robot, and it was actually for sale for about $650,000. But it can walk, it can crawl, it can transform posture, it can smash cinder blocks. But
Smash cinder blocks?
oh yes,
Yeah, don't let Trump see this. I need one now. America needs
No,
one.
that's why
We
they're
need-
just gonna walk it back,
we need-
back and forth past
We
him.
need a bunch.
You ain't got one of
America needs
these.
it. Yeah. We need one now.
Yeah. So apparently it's more than just a publicity stunt and a destruction machine. It can be practical. It is a real product. It's not a prank. The open air cockpit makes it so, everybody can breathe inside. They've tested this thing. I mean, it's...
Y'all remember Spy Kids?
Yes.
Doesn't that y'all?
Yes.
Yes, bruh. There was something on Spy. Hey, that looks exactly like that thing from Spy Kids, bro.
Oh
You
my
remember the
gosh.
dude with the big old, like he had the big
Yes.
old. That's exactly that. That's
Mr. Electric.
Mr. Electric.
Oh, yes.
That's exactly what that is, bruh.
What's up? Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy.
That is insane.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I have the opportunity, I'm getting one.
Oh, for sure.
0% chance I might get one.
Are you a fan of robots? Are you a fan?
Transformers fan through and through.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you're down for the robot cause.
Oh, absolutely.
Me too. Thank you.
Even like in society, you guys are just ready to give up the way
Yes.
we know
Whoa,
life right now and just
Now, not
insert
iRobot
robots.
Legend. Not
Well, that's
iRobot.
where this leads. This thing can punch cinder blocks. He can't whip you into shape.
I think more along the lines of like, okay, so I'm a huge nerd, by the way.
Okay.
I think more along the lines of Gundam.
Okay, I know
I
what
do
Gundam
think
is.
that this is
Gurren Lagann?
absolutely.
Okay, all right,
I feel
okay.
matter of fact, I
Llama
now know what
Lost.
I'm gonna name my first one. I'm gonna name it Gurren. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm gonna do
all
it.
right, all
I'll
right.
explain later.
She said, "Are we talking English right now? What is going on?"
And it's Japanese.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
know.
like that is a great. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make that investment make sense in my head, but I would do it.
So if you could own a robot right now, you'd own one as not as a slave, but as like I guess that's a crazy way to put it. But
You
as
just
like-
asked a candidate running
Not
for
I
Georgia
didn't mean it-
Secretary of
I didn't
State
mean it
if
like
he would
that.
have a robot slave.
not as a
That's
slave. That's what I
crazy.
said. Not as a slave.
Don't answer this.
As like a-
It's a trap.
no, man, it's not a trap. Just like, would you have a robot as a worker? Would you have a robot as
It's
a
an
worker?
unpaid worker. Don't answer it.
It's not
It's
a
a
bad.
trap.
It's not a bad question.
I know a trap when I see one.
No, it's not.
I know a trap when I
It's
see
a great question. Okay.
Like one of those,
Nobody's not gonna vote for you because you don't say you want a robot. That's,
You need data centers to get these people moving, right? You would need
Okay,
something.
that's very-
Oh,
that's true.
true.
That's true.
Hey.
Yep.
That's
Hey.
true.
So now you just starve a
that's
whole community.
See, so now we're talking about autonomous versus like needing to be controlled. Okay, if it's autonomous, no, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Never getting autonomous. If I can like man it like how that was, way different.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
it
that's
don't
fair.
move.
That's fair.
It don't
That's
move unless
fair.
I move. When I
Right.
move, you move just like that. I don't need anybody
I saw what you
else.
just did
You
there.
know, see, so yeah.
That's what you just did there.
And that does make a lot of sense because then it doesn't have the intelligence to move where you don't want it to be moving
Right.
and attack you.
That's
I see,
iRobot.
We're here.
That's
we're
yeah,
here.
yeah.
See? All right. Look, man.
Adrian in the building.
Adrian
Yes, sir.
Consonary Jr. did an amazing job. He is running for Secretary of State in Georgia. Check him out. He has pages that we will probably just link in our YouTube video. That does it for us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 Mornings with Merrill. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all. That's
Let's
it.
go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning, students. My name is Wale. Aren't you supposed to be in class? Oh, I mean, you supposed to be in class, man.
Rihanna has become a true worldwide icon.
Congratulations on the job. We listen to Hot 97 every day. We can't wait to hear you guys even more.
Hey, let's go!
Get ready. The legend is on your screen. Funk Flex,
The man who defines hip-hop is bringing the heat from the radio booth to your TV.
Where's my camera at? That's my camera? All right.
The biggest beats, the hottest freestyles, and that classic flex energy.
Bars are back.
Now in your living room. Don't just hear it, watch the movement. Funk Flex, now on Hot 97 TV, Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
The voice and attitude you love, now on your screen.
I love this.
Nessa brings her unfiltered energy, real talk, and celebrity interviews from the radio to your TV. It's the same Nessa you know. Bold, funny, and always keeping it real. Catch Nessa, now on TV.
Damn, that was deep right now.
Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m. Only on Hot 97 TV.
Welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. First, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
What it do? Give it up to you.
And Million.
Hey, the fact that this is a reality.
Brand new live.